welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva. And I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Purr. And honestly, I have no idea what I took today, but I had a very wild dream, and it involved Tiffin, New York, and Tyson kissing. I don't know if this is true. I feel like it was I don't know. I felt very weird after this, so I don't know what I took. Somebody roofied my drink, I think. Oh, and get your cup look too, by the way. This is not a hallucination. You can get the cup
No,
mug.
yeah, this is
This
real. This is
this is
pretty
real.
real. I'm
This
I'm confident in that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And you can get your cup mug at LanaCheeseCreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And if you look to the right of the screen, there is a QR code. Scan it, it'll take you right to the shop. You can buy your merch. Leave me a favorite and leave me a little message once you get your cup. Show a picture. That would be great. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cute little cup mug. Thank you.
And hi, my name is Jack. I am the resident game designer of the panel. I've also been mildly sick for like 2 or 3 days. I've been working nonstop, and when I watched this episode this morning, I genuinely thought I was hallucinating.
Yeah.
This is one of the most insane episodes of reality TV I have ever seen. And it is, I just, we're going to describe things and it's not going to sound real, but it all is. And I wish it wasn't. Well, no, actually,
Mhm.
I do actually wish it was real because it was really entertaining. But I genuinely cannot explain what happened in this house.
It was definitely entertaining. I will. Oh my goodness. Jack. We are talking House of Villains. If you didn't know what we were talking about all this time, we are talking about House of Villains, episode 6. And man, this was a wild and crazy episode. And we're gonna just talk right about we're gonna jump into it, but before we do, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. We are here on a mission to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. We are halfway there. We would love your support. If you are a fan of competitive reality television, because we cover it all here. We talk about House of Villains, Fear Factor, House of Fear. We're talking Survivor 50. We're talking Survivor Australia. We are giving you all of our full thoughts on these shows, but then we also give you our highlights of the week of all other shows, even shows that we don't cover on this channel, like American Idols, The Voice, The Masked Singer, Extracted. We're giving you all things, and we throw in some drag race over here too. That's our crossover. We're giving you all the things and reality news as we see as it comes forth. We are talking all these shows, new shows, old shows, remake shows. We gonna throw it all in there if we can. But yeah, Reality Roundup will be here. Will be here every Sunday. So you get a week's worth of highlights of all the competitive reality shows every Sunday, along with all of our regular recaps that we do here on this channel. So if you're a fan of competitive reality television, this is the stop for you. This is where you can catch it all at, and we would love to have you. So subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video, and give us a thumbs up. That would be great. Leave comments on all of our videos. Let us know that you're watching. Let us know what you think, because you are our feedback. You let us know what you feel about the show. You let us know if we're doing the right thing, or we should try to redirect or move on, or don't cover that show anymore. Like, y'all tell us that. We listen to the fans, so you let us know what you think about these shows that we're covering, and if we should just not. Um, but follow us on this channel and all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon, and all of our socials at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. We would love to have you. Um, we would love to have you follow us over there as well, interact with us on our socials. So, all right, Jack, let's get into this foolishness we call the show. Um, just
Something that feels scripted
and
but somehow isn't.
want to give you
Well, fine.
a recap of where we left off. Kate being the supervillain of the week, and her initial nominations were Paul, Ashley, and Johnny. And honestly, I was like, "That's a gangster move that she did." Like, I agree with Drita when she's like, "That's gangster." I was like, "That was a ballsy move. That's the move she should have made, and that's the move I probably would have made, but I probably would have threw Tyson in there too." But that's just me.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there is no punishment in this game beyond potentially. I mean, obviously, the punishment is someone winning and then putting you on the hit list. But
Mm-hmm.
there's no reason not to just name three targets that you actually want to go because
Mm-hmm.
one of them will.
We'll
It,
go.
and you can just watch them fight amongst each other. It works out really well. So yeah, no, Kate, for someone who actively doesn't care 99% of the time,
That
made
one
the correct
percent.
move with her 1%.
Her 1% of caring, she actually ate it up.
Yes.
I was like, period, Kate. Um, and so that was what was happening. That was what was up, and I was like, period. And we see Paul and Johnny and Ashley trying to figure out what they have to get ready for the redemption challenge or what's next. But Ashley is feeling a little bit sick. She's not been feeling well. She's like, her body she's cold, she's hot, she's sweating, she's shivering, she feels like she needs to vomit. She's, very nauseous and just not having it. She's not happy. Just not in a good way. Um, Kate offers her the room. They offer her to Kate's room for the night because she is sick, and they don't want her to infect everybody in the house, and so they want to like seclude
Quarantine
her,
her a little bit.
quarantine her. Yes, quarantine her a little bit. Just be in this room. Has bathroom, has everything you need in this room. So go over there. Um, so that's fine. Everybody's like, yeah, cool, let her go up there. So she's in the room. And honestly, everybody's just like, Tyson is talking to Kate like, we here, right? I got you, like, we're good. Tyson has been on this journey throughout these this last episode and then in this episode, making sure he's lined up himself up with the right people, including his four-person alliance that he wants with Kate, uh, Tom, Tiffany, and himself. That's who he wants to work with. So he's telling Kate that they are good. He told Kate that they could be a duo to the end, a final two of it all. And Kate is like, "What you mean a duo when you have? What about Tom?" So she's like, "Whoa,
Don't
whoa,
worry about
whoa."
it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We can be a duo, and that is temporary, and I'm deciding you. Just ignore the implications.
Because that's reassuring to me that you have a duo with Tom, but you're willing to throw that aside for me. Oh, for me?
Honored, but no.
Yeah. Thanks, but no thanks. But and she's like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. She's just giving him the typical, yeah, 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 sure, absolutely, that works. Um, mm, Johnny and Paul, and they pretty much know like we out of the three of us, one of us ain't coming back. So
Yeah,
you
they,
know
they
we
kind of all just look at each other and go, how can we recover this after this week? Because we're going to
right,
have to go after each other now, but like after this, we'll figure it out.
right. One of us is gonna go. We'll figure out whoever stays. We'll do what we gotta do. But the next day, they are all up and moving and doing their thing, and they get a voice over, and it's not the normal voice of Joel McHale's lovely voice ringing through their intercom system. No, no, it's Johnny Bananas who has stepped in for Joel this week and is like being very Johnny and waking everybody up and well, making sure everybody gets ready and blah blah blah. Oh, before I forget, before I forget, before we get to the day, we have to start with the shenanigans that happened during the night because there were some shenanigans. Tyson decided he was going to dig into his bag of old survivor tricks of causing chaos and playing practical jokes and doing things. So he decides to crank the heat to 85 degrees
Just because.
just because. And he's like, everybody's so Kate is hot. And Kate is a woman of a certain age that I know. And when we get hot like that, it's like absolutely not. Um, I felt you, Kate. She was like, So we went outside, and just so happens as she goes outside, she sees a notebook lying on the table. And she picks up said notebook and was like, oh, signed by Ashley with the names Johnny, Paul, Tyson, and herself on one side, with Tom in the middle, and on the other side was New York, Kate, Christine, Drita, and Plain. And Jackie was on there too, but she crossed her out already because she was gone.
Yeah. So there's apparently more context to this, which is weirder. Um Apparently this journal was outside because Paul and Johnny were using it to write a song. That is the reason they gave on the podcast for this season. Which actively makes this situation more confusing because what?
Why are they writing a song?
No context, never needs to be explained. It's just out there. Like that's the reason why.
So you, what? They were writing a song and they left the notebook sitting downstairs just out in the open.
Yeah.
Huh. Huh. Okay. I guess we'll never know why they were writing a song. But they were writing a song. And Ashley's notebook was out there. So Kate finds it and sees this and is like, oh, I'll take that. She just took the pages and was like, I'll keep that to myself for a minute. So then the next day happens, they go out, and Johnny does his thing. He comes in and he's like, hey, I'm going to be hosting the redemption challenge this time today. But I'm sure you've noticed we're down one person. Ashley's not here. And everybody's like, yeah, what happened to Ashley? Well, Ashley was sick, and so they took her to urgent care. And upon arriving at urgent care, they felt that she cannot continue in the game. So Ashley was medevac?
To be clear, Ashley, after having sex with Johnny
Oh,
from
Jesus
Love Island
Christ.
USA, then
No.
got sick, and then was announced to be medevaced by Johnny Bananas on House of... Like, these are new sentences that should not exist. I cannot explain to you how much I was mentally losing it at this prospect of how is someone getting medevaced from the show?
But let's be clear because I don't want to put out false
Oh no.
information. We're not saying that Johnny was the cause of her getting sick.
Oh, absolutely not. Johnny
Because
Bananas makes a joke about it, but
Johnny makes a joke
obviously
about it,
not the
you
case.
know, Johnaria within the Middlebrooks area, all that was cute and funny. But just for the record, we're not saying that Johnny is gave Ashley anything or made got her sick.
Yeah.
Let's keep that clear because we I'm not trying to spread no false information, but she did get sick. and she did end up being medevac, and she's out. But now we still have to have a redemption challenge. But the redemption challenge can only happen with three people. So Kate now has to nominate a replacement nominee for Ashley since Ashley is out of the game. And so Kate is like, well, I have this paper. I'm going to let Ashley decide to pick who her replacement nom is. I'll let Ashley do that. And John's like, how do you do that? He said, well, I have this paper here. And I found this. And on one side of the paper, there's New York, there's Trita, there's Christine, there's Plain, me. And in the middle, it's Tom. And on the other side, it's Johnny, it's Paul, it's Ashley, and then it's Tyson. And so since Ashley's gone and Johnny and Paul are already up, I guess our replacement nominee should be Tyson.
Uh, it's just so ridiculous of like, yeah, so Tyson finally goes up, but only because Kate literally gets a second chance via Ashley being medevaced.
Because Kate really wanted to nominate Tyson anyway. But she
Mm-hmm.
chose not to because she needed to go after these three first. But now she still gets her wish and she gets to put Tyson up because Ashley is medevac from the game. And Tom is like, so everybody is goop gagged and shocked about this letter, this note signed by Ashley, of course. And so now Tom is like,
Oh. Uh,
I'm the middle with a question mark. Hmm.
just to be clear, a man who is infamously known for cheating on someone
Mm-hmm.
is now getting betrayed in a way that very much feels like cheating, but in a social strategy sense.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot. Dramatic irony is beautiful. I can't
But
lie. This is art.
I mean, betrayal is betrayal, and he felt betrayed. And I'm like, take that feeling that you feel right now with Tyson and put Ariana in put yourself in Ariana's shoes. How she felt when your betrayal. It's yeah, 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 yeah. You see all that. See how all that comes around, Tom. It doesn't feel nice. It doesn't feel good. But yeah, he feels a little betrayed, a little. But he's like, well, we still have. I have things that I have to find out from Tyson. So you know, I do want Tyson to win this redemption challenge because I need him. I need to find out what the heck is going on and where that leaves us and this bromance that we have. He wanted to know where that would lead. So this challenge was interesting.
Uh,
Minion
Mini
Impossible.
possible.
Yeah, Minion Impossible, where you had to get people to do your biddings for you and do these different challenges. And if you got them to do challenges, each challenge was worth a certain amount of points. And the person with the most points at the end of the game would win. Um, Jack is our resident game um, person here on this channel. I found this game to be a little it's interesting, but I was like, I felt like it needed something else. Like the game,
It
I felt
did.
like it didn't give the oomph that it needed for a game. Like it could have done something else with it to make it more interesting.
So I definitely agree. There is honestly a pretty massive problem with this challenge, and that it's simply that what happened was almost guaranteed to occur. And I think they
Yes.
knew this because they very much had hornworms prepared for a tiebreaker.
Yes.
So the only way that it was a competition was during one part of this game where you can either do task A and if you complete it, you score 2 points, or do task B and only first place gets 2 points.
Right.
Other than that, there was no competitive element to this. And I mean, we end up seeing that Tom is literally willing to do anything for Tyson, except one thing.
Mhm.
Johnny can consistently call upon Kate and Tiffany, and Paul's
Drita.
just left with the
No.
Drita. You're right.
Yeah, Johnny can call him Drita. And Paul, like you said, Paul is just left.
And Paul's just screwed because he doesn't have a number one ally in the house. That sucks. Like there's very little strategy to this competition, and I think it has the major flaw of, oh yeah, no, you have to do one yourself, but
Hmm.
you can do one yourself, but that's it. Basically, Paul never had a shot here, and that doesn't necessarily feel right. I think
Right.
this competition could have worked with having to nominate different players each round to do things, or just simply a series of dares on like how far you'd go.
Right. Right. I felt that. I was like, it felt like something else needed to be, because it felt like what ended up happening was inevitable. Like this was
Yeah.
always going to end up in a tie at some point because it didn't. And it was fine. Like the first challenge was that somebody, you had to get somebody to jump in the pool fully clothed. Drita did it for Johnny, Tom did it for Tyson, and Christine did it for Paul. So everybody get a point. Cool. The next one was make them wear whatever you wanted them to wear. They pick a costume and they had to wear it. So all the people, well, not all the people. Drita didn't put on nothing extra, but Kate did it for Johnny. Christine did it for Paul, and Tom did it for Tyson, so they can have dry clothes. Which I'm like, yeah, absolutely, that makes perfect sense. Um, so they all get a point there. Then it was the bananas. Either eat as
Or
many bananas as you get to pick somebody and they can go against somebody to eat as head to head bananas, or make out with somebody for 30 seconds. And this was
you
where it got funny because everybody knew Drita was not doing it. Like, you not go ask Drita, who's married to a mobster, to make out with her. Like, you no,
no.
you're not doing that. Kate was never going to do it. Tom had made it clear that he's not kissing Tyson. He's not making out with Tyson for 30 seconds. It's not happening. Christine told Johnny, absolutely not. I've not kissed you before, and I'm not going to kiss you now. That's not happening. So Tyson looked at New York and was like, hey, you want to make out? And New York is like, what would your wife, is your wife going to be okay with that? Because New York also has a fiance. And so they're like, it's for the game. It's just a game. We just kissing for a game. So they agreed to do that. And Christine agreed to do
Banana
the
eating,
bananas
which is the other half.
for Paul, and Drita decided to do it the banana eating for Johnny. And Drita wins the banana eating contest, and we we had to watch New York and Tyson making out for 30 seconds. And
Yeah,
honestly, y'all, I could not watch the full 30 seconds. I was like, okay, I'm
it
I
was
don't want to
very
watch it.
drawn out. It was, they went for it, and I
They,
will
they
give them that.
they did go for it. And Tyson was like, I'm kissing New York, which means in some strange, vortex of a world, I'm also making out with Flavor Flav. And I was like, yeah.
Yep, you are.
You are, and you're making out with every man she made out with on I Love New York. Yeah.
Somehow, I, I this scene broke my brain in the trailer for this show,
Yep.
and somehow, even in context, it still doesn't make sense.
I'm still my flabber is gasted by seeing this, and I was like, I can't recover from. I don't know what to do. Never in on. It was not on my bingo card for 2026 to watch. To think I'm going to see Tiffany New York Pollard kissing Tyson Apostle from Survivor.
Yeah, and on the side, Christine and Drita are just downing bananas because we can't just have a normal show. We can't.
I was so like, what is going on? My brain is still not fully processing. It's wild. But Tyson gets, I think it was 5 points for this one, or 2 points.
Uh, Tyson gets two
It was
points.
2 points for this, and then Johnny gets 2 points because Drita beats Christine by one banana to win, and so there's that. So now Johnny and Tyson are tied with Paul with the 7 or something like that. And so then we had the ratatouille or the spider. You could get a spider on your face or rats on your toes. So Kate is like, at this point, she wants anybody but Tyson to win. So she's trying to do everything to help other people win. So she helped Johnny, she helped Paul. She's trying to help everybody but Tyson. But Tyson didn't need her help because Tom was willing to do anything and everything to keep Tyson. Um, so Kate did the ratatouille for Johnny. Tom did it for Tyson, and then New York put the spider on her face, the tarantula on her face for Paul. So they all got points there. After that, it was 10 points for them to lay in a crate full of worms, super worms.
Super worms, yeah.
Superworm. Now, I don't know about you, but if I had a nickel for every time, for how many times I watched the show this week with superworms in there included, I would have 2 nickels. Now, that's not a lot, but it's very interesting that I get to talk about superworms twice in one week.
Yeah. And surprisingly, this time, I mean, we've talked about this like probably three times at this point with the snake as well, but
Mm-hmm.
somehow this time it is on a different network.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But good for
Superworms.
them.
Superworms are making a big impact on reality TV this week. So good on you, Superworms. Good on him. But so Johnny and Paul decide this is the one that they're going to do for themselves, and Tom decides he's going to do it for Tyson. And I'm like, what?
I can see the strategic reasoning, and once
Me
again,
too.
this is why Tyson is a strategic mastermind. He says, "Okay, if Johnny and I both do this, what's the tiebreaker? The tiebreaker could be who's had minions do the most things. I'm going to differentiate myself from Johnny, and as such, I'm going to put Tom in and compete more as to what this challenge is asking for."
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that.
I
Like, I
do.
really do respect it. Also, Tom, during all of this, is in a maid outfit.
Yep. He's a French maid.
Yep, just,
Of course.
why
Why
not?
wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he be? Um, but they're in the box. They get all these worms thrown on them, and apparently the worms bite. And the worms did not feel good, and the worms were going everywhere and all over the place, and it was excruciating. Like Tom at one point was like, I am not gonna make it, I gotta get out of here. But he stuck it out. Everybody gets the 10 points for that. So that does leave Johnny and Tyson both tied with 19 points. Uh, Paul had no chance. He only had 17 points.
Yep.
And so Paul was out. He was officially on going to be on the block to be eliminated. But we had to have a tiebreaker between Johnny and Tyson, and it was a eating competition. Now, again, if I had to watch another person eat something very gross on TV, if I had a nickel for that, I would have two nickels. But you know, here we are.
Here we are. Surprisingly, actually, it is still three because the snake also did it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
But
like, hmm.
we're
So we,
literally just throwing an old school Survivor, eat this gross thing at them,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is, of course, we know who's probably going to win this, but sure, let's do it. Let's just have
Uh,
fun.
And when I tell you, now we've been watching Fear Factor all season, and we have watched them eat some nasty, vile, gross stuff. We've watched it, and I've watched it, and I've been by it. Watching Johnny and Tyson bite into these big old blue worm, and then this gross, like, and the way those juices squirted. I Oh my god, I couldn't do it. I had to.
That was bad.
It was so gross. It was so gross, and both of them were doing well. Like they was eating them up, and they were putting them in. We had Johnny have a few moments of gag reflexes coming up, but Tyson, being Tyson, was just throwing them down, throwing
Hmm.
them down, and I was like,
Yeah.
who, who?
I mean, Tyson knows that if he doesn't win here, he goes home.
Yeah,
So that man will that man does not care about what he has to do. He would kill someone for this money. So yeah, no, this doesn't surprise me at all, but like goddamn. This man is a warrior,
he ate 30 of those things,
which
which is crazy. But the crazy part is another Johnny ate 29 of those things.
sure,
Insane for
yeah.
both of them. Both of them are beasts. I'm gonna give them their flowers, their props.
Yeah.
Both of them were beasts for doing that because I wouldn't have ate one of them. Like, put me in the chair, I'm done. Like, wrap it up. But 30 and 29 is crazy. And they were just, and the juices was just, it was so gross. It was one of the grossest things I've seen. I was like, no, no, thank you. No, thank you. It looked like blue raspberry juice just drew and
Yeah.
snot. Just come, it was gross. It was so nasty. It was so nasty. But Tyson does end up winning the redemption challenge, um, to no one's surprise. So I'm like, honestly, the man's a beast. The man is a beast. So it is.
Yeah. I mean,
So
this
Tyson's off.
feels on paper like a very easy decision between the other two. It's just like everyone is pissed at Paul in the house. Tyson wants Paul gone. And as such, multiple other people are just going to follow him blindly for some reason. And Kate doesn't care.
Yeah, Case don't. She's like, look, I put everybody who I put on this block. I wanted them to go at some point, so I can care less who leaves at this point. And that's what you should do. You never. I don't believe in pawns. I don't believe in decoys. I'm like everybody who on that list is somebody who I want to see walk out the door. So I don't care who leaves. I don't care who. All of them can go for me. But it did. But I'm still very confused. Everybody is mad at Paul. And I still don't understand for what. What reason are we mad at Paul?
Yeah, I don't necessarily get it. I mean, maybe it's the fact that Paul could have changed things, and
He
as such,
couldn't.
everyone.
He couldn't. He wasn't the supervillain. He was the right hand man. But the final decision came down to the supervillain. He was the supervillain, was the final boss. I still don't understand how Johnny is not getting all the smoke that Paul is getting. Paul was considered a right. Do we not know what a right hand does? A right hand advises. A right hand says this is what we should do. But the final decision comes down to the final boss, who was Johnny at the time. And yet Johnny is not getting that smoke. And I still, to this moment in time,
I
don't
don't get
understand
it. Yeah,
why.
it's very strange.
I mean, Tiffany got smoked for Paul. I don't trust Paul. I don't like Paul. This is the season. Plain has smoke for Paul. And I'm like, why are we having this smoke for Paul when it was Johnny? It was Johnny. The only person who is directing they frustrations at the right person is Tom Sandoval. And I'm like, I never thought I would say I agree with Tom. Because what are we mad at Paul for? We should be mad at Johnny. Tom is mad at Johnny because Johnny was the one who pulled this man, took him to a date, then told him I'm putting you up as a decoy. To his face, like, you just got to get over it, suck it up and get over it because I'm doing this. Even though he didn't do it. Now, he didn't do it. So I'm like, Tom, why you still mad? He didn't do it. But the fact that
But
he
I
thought
mean,
about doing it.
the fact that he very much was considering it and basically had to be talked out of it was,
Yes.
I think that's a damning enough accusation.
Yes.
But
Absolutely. But I'm
it,
like,
but yeah, why is it Tom? Why is Tom the one that sparks this entire chain of change? Like it doesn't. This
I,
show doesn't make sense.
the show makes no sense to me at all because people are making decisions that's crazy to me. Like, we got Drita, who is full on Johnny, Team Johnny. She's like, Johnny is my friend. Johnny is, I want, I want to, I want Johnny to stay. He'll look out for me. Um, Tiffany was kind of, she don't like Paul. She don't trust Paul. She thinks Paul is sneaky. So she was going to be like, yeah, I'm here for that Tommy for Johnny to stay. Johnny even talks to Tiffany and they have a moment and she's like, yeah, I don't trust Paul. So yeah, I'm pretty much gonna vote for you to stay. Period. Tyson is being petty Tyson because he just saw on Twitter that Paul was a mastermind. He didn't even watch Big Brother, but he heard about Paul on Big Brother from Twitter. And so he was like, he has to go. Because if he's a mastermind and I'm a mastermind, I want to be the only mastermind here. So I don't want him here.
I can't say he's wrong. But it is very funny of like, yeah, and I saw on Twitter that Paul masterminded his seasons. Notably, the second one, he was given a lot of advantages to do that anyway. But yeah, no, he's a good manipulator when he needs to be.
And
So
he was put in a house with a house full of dummies the second time around.
yeah, people who would actually align with him. Here, as we saw, as evidenced by the challenge,
Yep.
he has
No.
no one.
He has no one. And why would I send out someone who has no one? Then send out people who has someone. Let's be smart about this. But that's what was happening. And Tyson was full on, let's get rid of Paul. He's talking to Johnny. He's like, we get rid of Paul. That's what we're doing. Johnny, go talk to Tom because Tom isn't telling me either way which way he's gonna go. Drita's trying to convince Christine to vote for Paul. And Christine is not very sure about that. She's like, I think, and here's why I'm like, Christina's a little bit smarter than what people she's letting on to believe. Because Christina's like, but Paul won't send. He would look out for me because of what I just did for him. And I think he will have my back more than Johnny because Johnny don't want to get with me and I don't want to get with him. So I got to keep rejecting him and he ain't gonna look out for me because I rejected him.
Uh
So
huh.
I think I want to keep Paul. And Trina's like, no, we gotta give it to John. We gotta give it to Paul. Blah blah blah. Tyson talks to Johnny. Johnny trying to convince Johnny to go talk to Tom. So Johnny does go talk to Tom, and
This, it could have gone better.
it a little bit. I mean, a skosh better conversation could have been had, but Tom is, like we said, Tom is a little still in his feelings, a little annoyed that Johnny considered putting him up and told him to his face that he was going to put him up and told him he got to suck it up because that's what he's going to do. And it took Paul to convince him not to put up Tom and to put up playing in his place. And Tom is like, I thought we were in an alliance. I would have never done that. When you got to supervillain, I was the one who made it so you could get supervillain, and then you turn around and you want to put me up and you consider it. And Johnny's like, but I didn't do it. Tom was like, yeah, but you thought about it. And he was like, but I didn't. And he was like, but it was the thought, and it took people to convince you not to do it, even though you were going to do it when you knew that you didn't have the votes to keep me, you still considered doing it. And Johnny was like, well, I didn't do it because I didn't couldn't guarantee your safety. That's why I didn't do it. He said, but it wasn't like you did it on your own. It took convincing. And Tom was not feeling this argument coming from Johnny. And Johnny was not feeling this argument coming from Tom. They were like both in their fields, or both like felt like they were right in their justification of why they made the decisions that they made. And to be honest, I think they both were right in their feelings of being justified on why they did what they did. Like Tom, of course he should feel a type of way about being told to his face after he helped you get supervillain that I'm going to put you up as a decoy and I'm going to make sure that you stay. And then even if you didn't go through with it, you still did it. So it's that whole mentality of, you said my name once, you will do it again. If you got power again, you would 100% put me up. And then on the flip side, Johnny is right in his feelings like, yes, I thought about it, but I had to think about all the scenarios to come up with a plan that works. And I came to realize sure, it was after I told you, but I had to realize later I didn't have the numbers. I couldn't guarantee your safety. So therefore, I didn't do it. So that should count for something. I didn't do it even though I said I was going to, because I thought I could save you if I put you up as a decoy. But now, seeing that I couldn't, I scrapped that plan. That should count for something. So I think they were both right in feeling how they felt about it, because they both felt like they both did what they could, or it was, right. But neither one of them wanted to hear it.
Yeah. This went from a casual talk to slightly elevated voices, to both of them screaming at each other, to both of them standing at each other, standing up and then screaming at each other, to the point that everyone outside goes, oh, this conversation is going south.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a bad time.
It was music to Paul's ears. It was music to his ears when he saw that. He was like, because he thought he was done. He thought he was dead in the water. Like there was no, like we said, he had no allies. He thought he was dead in the water. There was no coming back from this. And then it was like, oh, so if Thomas go vote for Johnny to go, and maybe I can get Christine to vote for Johnny to go, and maybe if Tom votes Johnny to go, Tyson might vote Johnny to go, because Tyson is close with Tom and Tiffany is close with Tyson. And if Tyson is voting, if Tom is voting and Tyson votes with Tom, and then Tiffany votes with Tyson, who votes with Tom?
All the connections, all the synapses are firing. Like, we are in a good spot. Paul is suddenly, the golden gates have opened up, and he's somehow good for the round. Which, huh?
What? All because of an argument between Johnny and Tom.
but also it can still go south if Tyson just decides, fuck it, I'm done with Tom.
Right. So I'd rather do what I want to do and then apologize later.
But yeah,
But
that
yeah,
that essentially brings us to the banishment.
yeah, we get to the banishment and everybody goes down to the lair, but Joel is not there. And everybody's like, is Joel usually here when we get here? And everybody's like, yeah, Joel's here usually. And Joel is not there. And so then we see Joel lurking through the house. And we see Joel lurking, and placing an envelope in different parts of the house. And I'm like, oh, what is this? What is
You're gonna give
this?
me some bullshit for next week.
It's gonna be some bull. I was like, this is not going to go over.
This
I even at that moment, I was like, I don't know what that letter is, but I would not want to touch it if I saw it. But then I know me, I'd be like, oh, what's this? Look at it open, but son of a bee. Uh, but he's putting stuff out, so then he finally goes down to the lair and to the banishment room. Everybody takes their positions, and we get our final pleas. And baby, this argument that started upstairs between Johnny and Tom continues. Johnny and I do believe Johnny was trying to call Tom a bee, but the way he said it, it kind of came off
it
like
just
it. It made it
it
sound
was
like he was
bad. It
calling the
was real
women. It
bad.
really made it sound like he would call the women that he played the game with on Love Island bees. He was like, "I'm used to arguing with bitches on an island and about feelings and stuff like that." But and then so when he said his whole thing, he went about Tom and said he didn't like how the conversation went. He called Tom out of his name, and so Tom was like, first of all, I love how you address women," and Johnny was like, I was talking about you. I was calling you a bitch, not the women. And I was like, I mean, it did sound like you were calling the women bitches. It's.
Somehow we've gone from Tom accidentally saying something that sounds really bad given his past on traders to now
Mhm.
Tom calling out something that sounds really bad towards women on an
Yeah,
entirely different show. You know what?
yeah.
Growth. Good for him.
Growth, Tom. We see it, but yeah, it didn't come out right. When he said, I was like, "Dang, John, you got to call them bees? Like, hello, you still call some of them one of your friends? Like." But then he was talking about he meant
Yeah.
Tom, but okay,
Okay.
okay. But then they go back and forth and they arguing, and Johnny is like, "I don't like how that conversation went." And whatever. And Tom was like, it don't matter because I don't like you. I don't rock with you. I'm not messing with you. Like it was an easy decision for Tom. He knew exactly who he was voting for. He was just like,
Mm-hmm.
that was just it. Um, and so then it was Paul. And Paul decided he was wearing a preacher's robe. Like I like to call it my pastor's Sunday morning robe of a priest robe if you're Catholic. Some religious garb if you're whatever religion you are. Um, and again, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it again. I don't understand the hostility coming at Paul in this moment because New York had all this smoke for Paul, and I was like, what did he do to deserve this?
Paul didn't even do anything in the moment.
In that moment, what did he do? He didn't say, he only said the truth. I had to beg for everybody to do anything for me. And Tiffany's like, I put a steak on my, I mean, a spider on my face for you. Like, yes, I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just, she calling him a liar. He's like, I've been honest. I've told the, which he has told the truth about everything he's, uh, I, I don't understand the smoke for Paul. I am
I
so,
don't.
Paul, I know you're probably not even watching this, but if you happen to, I don't understand the smoke for you, honestly. You did nothing wrong. This entire game, you've done nothing to deserve the smoke. And I have always called Paul out on his bullshit on Big Brother. Like every single time. Because he has done some stuff, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Paul, that's foul. That was messed up. And I have called him out on it on this podcast. I mean, not on this podcast. Yeah,
I
on this
think on this,
podcast.
I think we've definitely talked about it at least a couple of times where it's like, yeah, no, Paul was a really great manipulator and villain, and also took things way too far sometimes.
Mm-hmm. We've said
But
that. So,
as
and
was the nature of Big Brother 1819 generally.
yes, but in this game, in this particular, what has he done? What has he done? Nothing. That's what I'm like. I don't understand the smoke that Paul is getting right now. I don't get it. I
Mhm.
d- I would love to talk to Paul. Like Paul, if you would ever want to come on the show, we could have a little interview, a little sit down, a little kiki, a little tt time. I would love to talk because I want to know if you feel the same way I felt watching this. Like, were you just sitting there like, what did I do to these people? Because I don't understand what
Yeah,
I did.
there's got to be some things we're missing, which like I just
I don't get it. I'm confused.
I don't get it. Maybe Paul didn't explain it right and someone took the wrong view and it's just all this. But it just simply feels like we're spiraling down a weird path.
It was very weird, and I just didn't understand it. But he even gives up on trying to explain himself at that point. He was
Yeah,
like,
he's just
"Okay,
like,
it's
yeah,
fine.
I'm done. I'm
I'm
done.
done.
You've
Whatever."
heard my pitch 20,000 times. Paul assumes he's dead in the water.
Mm-hmm. He thinks he's done, and then we go vote, and we see Tom was not hiding who he was voting for. He and said, "Bye, bitch." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
oh, okay." And we knew who Drita was voting for because she said that she was going to vote to keep Johnny, so she voted for Paul. So those are the two votes that we saw, Drita and Tom. And then everybody else, Tiffany, Tyson, and Christine, we had to wait and see. But at the end of the day, it came down to a 4-1 decision.
to be honest with you, I thought it was like, okay, Paul's done. Obviously, we know that Tom has voted for Johnny, and then everyone else has turned on Paul, and he's done.
No, no, Johnny is banished from this game 4-1. And I think it all came down to Tyson knew he could not disappoint Tom because of the conversations that Tom and Kate and Tyson had, which we didn't talk about, but I wanted to bring it up at this end because it made sense why Tyson chose to do what Tom wanted because him and Tom are on a little shaky ground because Kate called him out. Kate told after the note that Ashley's letter note was brought up, Tom talked to Kate. And Kate just told Tom everything. Was like, look, Tyson is trying to make final two deals with me. Does he make a final two deal with you? And Tom was like, yeah. He said we were going to the end together. And she was like, he said the same thing to me. And he was like, we're good, we're good. And then even I had to bring up, wait, you're saying a duo, but what about Tom? And Tyson in response says, I could, Tom's an option, but I could go with you to the end. And Kate is like,
Okay.
I'm just telling you what he said. So now Tom is like confused and like trying to process all this stuff because he's like, Tyson is my boy. Like, we bros. What is this? So Tyson is actually coming around and hearing this conversation with Kate and Tom and walks in on them. And Tom is like, can I ask him? And Kate was like, oh, absolutely. By all means, do it. I love it. Do it. Confront him on it. Call him out.
Just casually grabs her popcorn and is like, I love TV.
Right. She's like, definitely tell him. So Tom tells him Tyson what Kate said, and Tyson is trying to finesse his way out of it. He's like, I mean, I said that there's room for a trio in in the end. The finale is like a trio. And so all of us could do it. The three of us could make it there together. Kate knows he has something going on with New York. She knows he has something with Tom. And so she's just like, this man is lying. And either he's lying to me or he's lying to Tom, but he is lying to one of us. And I know he's lying, but I'm not going to. She was like, but yeah, yeah, maybe I misheard.
that's a later problem. That's a later problem. We'll
Right,
move
she
later.
took that piece of that nugget and stuck it in her back pocket and was like, okay, but she's like, you know what? Maybe I misheard. Yeah, maybe she rolling her eyes. She's like, maybe I misheard. And Tyson, you said trio. Maybe I'm sorry. That's on me. Maybe I misheard. Right, Tyson? Uh-huh.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe I didn't hear the
Maybe I
right
made a
thing.
mistake.
Made a mistake, did I? Tyson? Maybe. All right. And she just dismissed herself from the room like, yeah, sure, Tyson. I misheard that. Okay. Whatever. Um, and she leaves, and Tom and Tyson have this conversation with Tom. Now Tyson has to do damage control. And he has to try to convince Tom again that they are still as tight together. He still want to ride it to the end with him and da da da. Tom is now like, his eyes are a little open now. He's like, I wanted to rock with this bromance all the way to the end, but all good things must come to an end at some point. And maybe time to get rid of Tyson, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe. So Tom is feeling the type of way about Tyson now, which I'm like, ooh, ooh, okay. Okay, okay, Jack. Now I need you to tell me if I'm crazy. Tell me if I'm crazy. But am I crazy for kind of wanting Tom Sandoval to win this game?
Win this game, I am gonna say yes because he has no strategic potential, and I think, okay, well that's not true. This show consistently has really oddball winners, and I think Tom fits that description of like yeah, no, you got to the end. You might not have had control, but you didn't piss people off, and apparently that wins you the game. So I could definitely see it. Um, I think at this point, basically Tyson has no shot. Paul has no shot, unfortunately. Um, I think Tom potentially has the best potential other than Kate out of everyone left, and Tiffany.
And Tiffany.
I think Tiffany gets to the end, she wins because
Yeah.
they eventually have. I think they're going to give her some love, but yeah, no, I think Tom actually has a really good shot.
I just didn't like that. But oof. Interesting. But yeah, but him and Tyson even the next morning before the banishment wakes Tom up and is like, hey, bro, I just want to let you know that I'm still with you. Like we are still here, and you're the only person I will ever want to vote for. If I leave, even if you screw me over, I still will vote for you in the end because that's how much I appreciate you. So I want you to know that I want to vote. I will always vote for you, no matter what. And Tom is like,
Uh,
okay, okay.
you know, weirdly committed. Uh, Once again, for a man who very publicly cheated on someone, there's a lot of very interesting cheating style, not so great tactics that Tyson is basically using to keep Tom in line. And it is darkly funny that Tom is now in this situation.
I was like, okay, well, good night then. And it's morning. He woke him up. He's like, you going back to sleep? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's way too early for me to be up right now. I was just like, oh no. This is funny because I think Tom is going to be Tyson's downfall in this game, honestly. I don't know. I don't know. But
I
we
don't
shall
know.
see. We shall see. I honestly don't know what to tell you, but we do know in the next episode next week these letters that Joel has slipped around the house is gonna cause some chaos.
Somehow, this round number three, was supposed to be the normal round, and then
The
actually
metaverse happened.
Medivacs. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're gonna have like a standard full round of this game in this entire season, other than maybe round five. And even
Mm-hmm.
then, round five is already super tight quarters. So this is this is chaos TV, and I'm fully here for it.
Yeah, we see that these letters are going to put people automatically on the hit list, or is it? I wonder if it's different letters for different things. I wonder if it's going to be like if you find one, like it's enough letters for everybody to find something. Like I think one letter's gonna be like you're the supervillain of the week, or you're automatically on the hit list, or something like you get an
Mm.
advantage in the set. Like I don't know what it's going to be, but it is already making some people upset. And the preview was made me go, "Ooh, uh-oh, trouble in paradise." But I'm excited to see what happens next week, and we're gonna talk about it because this acid trip of a show is weirdly entertaining, and I just can't stop watching. It is a train wreck, but I can't turn my head. I have to watch it.
But yeah, that's apparently where we end. I'm still not sure that I'm necessarily conscious as it is. This
No,
whole thing could be made up.
yeah,
But
I don't know. We don't know. Y'all let us know if y'all felt the same way. But we're gonna be back next week to talk about whatever this show is, and we're gonna just keep enjoying it for whatever it is. But follow, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. We truly appreciate it if you do. We are trying to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. We are halfway there, so we would love if you would help us out. Subscribe to this channel and all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon links, and all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And of course, you can always get your merch at lanagscreations.etsy.com. Link is in the description below, as well as the QR code right there to the right of the screen. You could have scanned it already, but do that now. Scan it now and get your cup mug. And we'll be back next week. So, but we still got more content to go make. So, and Jack probably got to work some more because that's what you do apparently.
apparently, what I do,
You
genuinely, still not even sure if it's real. But
up here. Well, we're gonna go do more real things, and
yeah, like
you
sleep.
should. Yeah, you go watch more stuff. We got more videos for you to watch. You watch more stuff. We'll go do whatever we do here, and we will see you all next week. So, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye. Mm.